Okay, the first thing we want to do is give the project a name. Let's call it Monster Attacks. Press start. Open the playlist. This is where you're going to drop your video files. So here are the video files. And just drag them, drop them in. If they don't go in this method, you can put them in the playlist through Open File. Okay, so now we're going to start to populate the timeline. We're going to have multiple video tracks in this project because we need the videos to be stacked on top of each other. So I thought the easiest way to do this might actually be just to start from the bottom. So the very back video will be the clouds. So we're going to put the clouds in there, and then we're going to add a video track on top of that. So we go track operations, add video track. The next video will be this robot. Okay, so as soon as we put that in there and we put the cursor on top of that, all we can see is the robot. So what we want to do is to get rid of the green screen. So select that track, select filters, add, search for chroma key simple, select it, and you can see straight away it's gotten rid of some of the green screen. So what we want to do is just play around with this slider until it gets rid of everything. And it's a little bit fiddly. There's no real perfect spot there. That might be as good as it gets. There's still a little bit of green around him there. But now what we can see is that there are these black bars on the side here, which we want to get rid of. So if we go back to the cloud background, it's on filters. We want to add a filter to this. Search for size, select size. Now what we're able to do is to increase the background and maybe just move it up a little bit as well, because we're going to have a city directly underneath it there. So that'll be fine for now. Okay, we're going to add some more video tracks. The shortcut to adding video tracks is Control-I. So if you just press Control-I, it starts to add more and more video tracks. So the next video will be the explosion. So here, nuclear explosion, drop it down here. It's going to occur somewhere around about here. We just got to find the right spot and then trim the video. So here we see some sort of rocket is being launched down. So I'm just going to use the arrow keys to take that back just to exactly when we want it to start. And then I'm going to make sure that the track is selected, split it, select this first little part, delete it, we don't need that. Okay, so I'm going to let that play. It explodes. Okay, and then it fades out. So that's all fine, we can actually just leave the rest of that. But let's put the player head back here where there's some green screen. We're going to select that track. We're going to go Filters, Plus, again. Select the chroma keys filter. And you can see, again, we need to adjust it. That seems to have gotten rid of most of the green. Just press play. Still a little bit green. What we're actually going to do with this one is make it black and white. We're going to add another filter to this one. It doesn't matter if this explosion is in black and white, it'll still look fine. So add a filter. Here we are, saturation. And if we take the saturation down, it turns it into black and white, which is going to look fine. We also want to add another filter that allows us to change the position and size. Let's make this fill up our whole video space. Okay. Alright, that's fine. Let's go on to video track 4. On video track 4 we're going to have some fire. So go back to the playlist, fire and smoke, drop that down. So this fire and smoke will actually be behind the eventual city. So let's just first of all get rid of the green screen. And sometimes it starts to get a little bit tricky if you've got lots of videos behind it. If you wanted to, you could press the little eye icon and get rid of everything behind it if it's becoming a little bit hard to see, but I think we can work with this. So let's get rid of more of that green. There we go, that's fine. And let's also add the size, position and rotate filter, so we are able to move that fire around and increase its size if we need to. Okay, so now let's actually put in the city. So the city will go onto video track 5. We'll go back to the playlist. Let's find the city, city foreground, and drop that in. Okay, so by now we should be into the routine. We want to get rid of that green. Select the filter. Now sometimes this will happen. You have to select that eyedropper tool there and click over here. Now it's actually gotten rid of way too much, so let's bring it down just on that slider there. Okay, and now we can start to see our video really coming together. So we're going to go back to that fire, select the size filter, and we can just hold that little circle there and move it around. Let's make it a little bit bigger as well. So it's going to be some fire flickering in the background there. Even bigger would be fine. Okay, it's a bit tricky. There's a little bit over here that is kind of floating. That's a little bit floating as well. Might put it there. Okay, maybe even a little bit bigger. Alright, that'll do for now. Alright, so then what we're going to do is actually add some more fire. This fire will actually go in front of the city. So this will go into video track 6. We'll go to the playlist again, select the fire once again, put it here, make sure all these videos are starting at 0. The nuclear explosion will come in later, so that can start midway through. Okay. So again, select the track, select filters, add a filter, There we go. This one we need to tell it to take away a little bit more. Alright, we also need to add the size, position, rotate filter so that we can put the fire down here in front of the city. Okay, make it a bit bigger. Put it sort of right in front of the robot there. That's fine. So it might also look pretty good if we slow down the fire a little bit. So we go Properties, up here it says Speed. Let's take the speed of the flames down a little bit, maybe 70%. We'll do the same to the other fire on video track 4. Select the track, select Properties, and take the speed down. Okay. Now, something that we should have done is to go through these tracks and get rid of all their audio. We don't want any of this audio that comes with these tracks. So if you select a track, right-click, select More, and Detach Audio. And let's go through and do that. And then that's going to drop the audio just down below. And we can go through and just delete them all. Not sure if that one had audio. That one didn't have any audio because it was just a JPEG. So let's just go through and delete all those audio tracks there. That's actually probably something we should have done as we were putting the videos on the timeline. That's okay. We'll use some of those audio tracks later on, so that's okay. I'm not going to use 5 of them. So track operations, remove track, even 4. We might just use 4 of them. Okay. So we're up to track number 6 there. Now we're going to go add one more video track, Control I, and let's put on these jets. So there's jet sound effects and there's also the jet flyby. Let's drop that on.